Doctor warns, 5 have sex secrets old men wish they knew sooner. Life lessons from the elderly. Hey there, friends. Pull up a chair, grab a cup of coffee, or maybe a glass of sweet tea, and let's have a heart-to-heart. My name's Henry, and I'm 90 years young. I've lived through a lot. World War II, the moon landing, the rise of the internet, you name it. I've been married to my sweetheart, Clara, for 65 years, and together we've raised 3 kids, 6 grandkids, and a whole lot of memories. Today, I want to talk about something that doesn't get enough airtime, especially for us folks in our golden years. Intimacy. Yep, you heard me right. I'm talking about sex, love, and connection, specifically for men as we age. Now, before you blush or click away, hear me out. This isn't about being crude or chasing youth. It's about living fully, loving deeply, and staying connected with the people who matter most, even as the years pile up. I've been around long enough to know that intimacy isn't just for the young. It's a lifelong gift, and it's something us older guys sometimes wish we'd understood better when we were younger. So, I'm sharing 5 secrets, call them lessons if you will, that I've learned over the decades, with a little wisdom from doctors, friends, and my own journey. These are things I wish I'd known sooner, and I'm passing them on to you, whether you're 40, 50, 60, or beyond. Let's dive in, shall we? Secret number 1. Communication is the real spark. Approximate 3 to 4 minutes. First things first, fellas. The most powerful tool in the bedroom isn't what you think. It's your voice. I'm talking about communication. When I was a younger man, I thought intimacy was all about action, about knowing the right moves or looking like a movie star. But let me tell you, the real magic happens when you talk openly with your partner. Back in my 50s, Clara and I hit a rough patch. Life was busy, work, kids, bills, and our connection started to feel more like a routine than a romance. I didn't know how to talk about it, and neither did she. We were both too proud, or maybe too shy to say what we needed. One night, after a quiet dinner, Clara looked at me and said, "Henry, do you still love me the way you used to?" That question broke the ice. We started talking, not just about intimacy, but about our fears, our dreams, what made us feel close. It wasn't easy at first, but it was like opening a window in a stuffy room. A doctor friend of mine, Dr. Ellis, once told me that couples who talk openly about their desires and needs are 70% more likely to stay satisfied in their relationships as they age. That's no small thing. So, how do you start? Simple. Ask questions. Try something like, "What makes you feel loved?" Or, "Is there something new you'd like us to try together?" And listen, really listen. It's not about fixing things. It's about understanding. For us older guys, this can feel awkward, especially if you grew up in a time when men were supposed to just know. But trust me, vulnerability is strength, and it's the key to keeping that spark alive. Secret number 2, health is a foundation of intimacy. Approximate 3 to 4 minutes. Here's the second secret. If you want a fulfilling intimate life, you've got to take care of your body. Now, I'm not saying you need to look like a bodybuilder or run marathons. Heck, my knees haven't let me run since the Nixon administration. But your health directly affects your ability to connect physically and emotionally. When I was in my 60s, I started noticing changes. Things weren't working the way they used to. If you catch my drift, I felt embarrassed, like I was letting Clara down. So, I went to see my doctor, Dr. Patel, and he gave it to me straight. "Henry, your heart, your diet, your exercise, they all play a role in your bedroom." He was right. I started small, walking 20 minutes a day, eating more vegetables, cutting back on the fried chicken. I even started doing some light stretching to keep my joints limber. And you know what? It made a difference, not just physically, but in how I felt about myself. Dr. Patel also talked to me about things like blood pressure and testosterone levels. For a lot of us older guys, issues like erectile dysfunction can pop up, but they're often tied to health conditions like diabetes or high cholesterol. The good news? These are things you can manage with your doctor's help. Don't be shy about bringing it up at your next checkup. And here's a tip. Bring your partner into the conversation. Clara came with me to one of my appointments, and it helped us both understand what was going on. A healthy body isn't just about you. It's about giving your best to the person you love. Secret number 3. It's not about performance. It's about connection. Approximate 3 to 4 minutes. Secret number 3 is a big one, and I wish I'd learned it decades earlier. Intimacy isn't a performance. When I was younger, I used to think it was all about being the man, about proving something. But as I've gotten older, I've realized that what matters most is emotional connection, not some Hollywood idea of perfection. I'll never forget a conversation I had with my buddy George, who's 85 now. He and his wife Martha have been married for 60 years. George told me that after he had a health scare in his 70s, he worried he couldn't keep up anymore. But Martha sat him down and said, "George, I don't need a show. I just need you, your touch, your laugh, your presence." That stuck with me. Intimacy is about being together, not about hitting some imaginary goal. For us older guys, this can be liberating. Maybe things take a little longer now, or maybe they don't work the same way. That's okay. Focus on the little things. Holding hands, cuddling, sharing a quiet moment. Clara and I have this ritual where we sit on the porch swing every evening, just talking and holding each other. It's not always about the bedroom. It's about feeling close in a way that's real and lasting. So, let go of the pressure to perform and lean into the joy of being together. Secret number 4. Keep learning and stay curious. Approximate 3 to 4 minutes. Here's secret number 4. Never stop learning about intimacy. I know, you're thinking, "Henry, I'm too old to be reading books or taking classes." But hear me out. The world's changed a lot since I was a young man, and there's so much we can learn about keeping our relationships fresh and exciting. Back in my 70s, Clara and I went to a workshop at our community center about relationships in retirement. I was skeptical, but it was eye-opening. They talked about everything from new ways to communicate to how aging affects intimacy. We even learned about things like mindfulness, focusing on the moment instead of worrying about the past or future. It sounds fancy, but it's really just about being present with your partner. There's so many resources out there now, books, podcasts, even YouTube channels like this one. One book I recommend is The 7 Principles for Making Marriage Work by John Gottman. It's not just for newlyweds. It's got wisdom for couples at any age. And don't be afraid to talk to professionals. A therapist or counselor can offer insights you might not have considered. The point is, staying curious keeps your relationship alive. Try something new together, maybe a dance class, a weekend getaway, or even just a new way of showing affection. Clara and I started leaving little love notes for each other, and it's like we're teenagers again. Secret number 5. Love yourself to love others. Approximate 3 to 4 minutes. The 5th and final secret is this. You can't fully love someone else until you love yourself. Now, I don't mean being vain or selfish. I mean accepting who you are, wrinkles and all, and knowing you're worthy of love. When I turned 80, I looked in the mirror and saw a different man than the one I used to be. My hair was gone, my skin was sagging, and I felt like I wasn't enough anymore. It took Clara sitting me down and saying, "Henry, you're still a man I fell in love with," to snap me out of it. But I had to do some work on myself, too. I started journaling, reflecting on all the things I'd accomplished, all the love I'd given and received. I even started saying affirmations, simple things like, "I am enough." For us older guys, it's easy to feel like we're past our prime. But let me tell you, your prime is right now, because you're here, you're alive, and you got wisdom to share. Take care of your mental health. Talk to a friend, a pastor, or a therapist if you're feeling down. And don't be afraid to pamper yourself a little. Get a haircut, buy a nice shirt, do something that makes you feel good. When you feel good about yourself, you bring that energy to your relationship, and it's a game changer. Well, friends, there you have it. 5 secrets I wish I'd known sooner about intimacy as an older man. To recap, talk openly with your partner. Take care of your health. Focus on connection over performance, keep learning, and love yourself so you can love others. These aren't just tips for the bedroom. They're lessons for living a full, joyful life in your golden years. I hope you'll take these to heart and maybe share them with someone you care about. If you're watching this and thinking, Henry, I'm not sure where to start, that's okay. Take it one step at a time. Maybe tonight, just sit down with your partner and ask, how can we make our time together even more special? You'd be amazed at what a simple conversation can do. If you enjoyed this video, please give a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our talks about living healthy, happy, and wise in our senior years. Drop a comment below. Tell me your thoughts or share a lesson you've learned about love and life. I read every one, and I love hearing from you. Until next time, keep living, keep loving, and keep shining. This is Henry, signing off with a heart full of gratitude. See you soon.